The North Carolina presidential ballot will look different than expected with the removal of one key name. The state Supreme Court is siding with a lower appeals court on Robert F. Kennedy's request to be taken off the ballot. That means counties will have to reprint their ballots before mailing out absentee ones. Kennedy suspended his campaign last month and endorsed former President Trump's White House run.
Our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes, is with us this morning to help understand what is next. Khalif, thanks for being with us this morning. I mean, Friday came down to the wire. You had folks here in Mecklenburg County at the Board of Elections stuffing envelopes as the ruling came out saying, hold up, stop. So where are they still in a holding pattern?
They're in a deletion pattern first. So
okay.
The guidance from the Supreme Court was clear. Remove the ballots with his name on there, reprint, and we don't really care about any inconvenience or cost because the burden that was required to dealing with that is outweighed by any inconvenience that it will have on the voters by seeing a person that's name should not be on the ballot. But if we think about this decision went right across ideological lines. It wouldn't have happened like that maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Why? Because it was a democratically held Supreme Court. Look at Michigan. They had the exact same case in front of them, and they went the opposite direction and said, no, your name is on the ballot. You missed the cutoff. You asked for this time. You wanted to be on this ballot, and now you're going to be on the ballot. And so two states ruling days apart with drastically different outcomes, but it fell on ideological lines. In Michigan, 7 of them up there, it's a 4-3 majority Democrats, and that's how that decision rolled out.
But Khalif, when we look at this, what does it do for the voters? I mean, because there's people that probably would have been expecting their absentee ballot next week.
Not just expecting it, law required it to be out by Friday. It was supposed to be out in mailboxes in transition on Friday. So it slows down the process, and it gives you a question mark. It gives you an unknown. It gives you that election integrity question that Republicans have been talking about all throughout this process. If you want it to have integrity, making sure that you stick with the rules that are within our Constitution are literally the first part of that process. And so it's an unknown. We're in a really weird place right now because if you're removing someone at the top, his name was number 2 on the ballot. Now all of those other ones have to be recoded. And the Justice Riggs, who talked about it in her dissent, said that this is going to cause monumental problems because this isn't something that you fix overnight. And if we can go back even a couple of seconds earlier, Kennedy was suing our state in June and July to be added. And so she said, you just sued us to get added to the ballot. We fought you to add you to our ballot. Now you're on the ballot. Come fast forward 2 or 3 months later, now you're suing us to be removed from the ballot. And so her argument was, well, we didn't even know if you really wanted to be on the ballot or not. And so to that point, I think it puts us in a very, very weird situation. But moving forward, he won't be on the ballot. Just hopefully you get your ballot.
This belongs in the file of you can't make this stuff up.
You cannot.
We're going to have to see where it goes. Khalif, thanks, man. Appreciate that.